Welcome to another dip into football's glorious past. This week, Mick Channon and Alan Ball are remembering those players who could strike the ball with really tremendous power, the hot shots.
Jones turning it down for Lorimer. Oh, a beautifully struck goal! Still with Duncan, played now for Ted McDougall, and then for Rio! What a goal! 2-2! Tony Curry rolling it for Woodward. That's a good one! What a goal! Oh, unbelievable!
Alan, when we come to talk about crowd pleasers, there's little doubt that the crowds do love to see somebody who, what we call a hot shot, who can hit the ball with tremendous power.
It's all timing, you know, timing and shape of when you approach the ball, and no doubt about it, for people who could really hit a football, there's no better sight. I mean, you know, anything over 25 yards, I'd had to take a run at it, like, you know. But I was always in awe of people who could just hit balls, you know. And throughout the years, even going back, you know, Cannonball Charlie Fleming and people like that. When I was a kid, you remember all these people, Nat Loftus and that used to be thumping balls in, Tommy Lawton thumping balls in from all sorts of distances, you know. And it really does get the crowd going.
Interesting, as you say, because it's not just size, is it? It's timing, and a lot of the great strikers were not physically huge men, were they? That's
right. So, you know, if you see the real strikers of the ball, they've got such a short back lift, and yet they strike through that ball perfect, and it is an art, to be quite honest with you.
Mick, I don't think you ever ranked as a hot shot, were you?
No, not on the football pitch, anyway. No, I mean... You've thrown me now.
You've thrown
but
yourself.
Having said that, no, I mean, I don't know why, but I mean the likes of your Charltons and your Lorimers and you know people like this who, I mean, you remember it's a moving ball as well, so it's got to be timing, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I scored a lot of goals, but I didn't score that many. Most of my goals I scored going into the penalty area, you know, keeper coming out and you're knocking it by him or going round him, or things that happen, but. The likes of your Charltons and your set pieces, you know, your Lorimers, you know, I mean, these people were great at, you know, just going up and giving them a crack. Brilliant.
Well, perhaps the greatest example of a hot shot was Peter Lorimer of Leeds United. Sit back now and enjoy some really tremendous action from him.
Mainly to Gray. To Lorimer, may hit one from there. A goal! Oh! A typical Lorimer effort. A typical Peter Lorimer shot. Reaney and Lorimer both on the right, but straight through by McQueen to Bremner. Now Reaney really takes the weight off Lorimer, Reaney. Giles to Lorimer. High kicking by Pendry. Giles curling it up for Jones, headed away well by Burns. Reaney back to Jones. Gray's in on this. On the top of the bar! Gray. Jones running. Down he goes. Penalty. Mr. Capey having no doubt at all. Burns the offender. Jones the man brought down. And a penalty. And there's the man with the most blistering shot in football. He's already hit one past Cooper from 30 yards. This one is from merely 12. Place. Lorimer didn't need to blast that one. He sent Cooper the wrong way and rolled it in. Page. Taylor. Gray, and Gray's off on his own. He's got Lorimer and Jones in support. Lorimer is onside for his hat-trick, is it? Yes! A straightforward 1-2-3 hat-trick for Peter Lorimer, made by Gray. Gray, Clark, Madeley. That was meant for Bremner. McQueen finding Lorimer. Oh, shot by Lorimer. That ball really bent. Lorimer tried it for 30 yards and swerved it away from Cooper. And that is the only way in which the Ipswich Town defence, with its tight marking, was going to be beaten. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 men, Wall and Clark. What a save! Bremner scored. Bremner makes it 2. It's 2-0. Cooper saved it, but Bremner went in to make it 2. And as Billy Bremner gets his 12th goal of the season, Leeds United suddenly have the tensions and the anxieties lifted from their shoulders. Mills. Woods. Trying the 1-2. Johnson, yes! Mills. Osborne has room. To go. Scored by Hamilton at the near post. Osborne putting it over, and it's the enterprise of Hamilton with a quick flick of the near post that deflects it past Harvey, and it's 2-2, and Leeds have lost their 2-goal advantage. Enter Turini. Clark has made it 3-2.
Most people will remember seeing some Lorimer specials, and he really was a terrific striker of the ball, wasn't he, Alan?
There was a competition in the north of England when I was playing for Everton, and I'd hit this ball through a beam, and Peter Lorimer was recorded way quicker than anybody else, and there was a lot of people. Francis Lee was one of them, I remember. Yeah. He went for it. We
Bobby Charlton was involved, I think, as well.
Bobby was involved, but Peter Lorimer was by far the... and I'll tell you something. If you're having a wall and he didn't catch it right and it hit you around the legs, I'll tell you what, the mark was there for about 3 weeks.
You used to have Minerva, the new Minerva writ all over your leg, you know what I mean?
Yeah, if you got the short straw and had to go in a wall, like you...
You used to shout for a wall, and they used to shout you to come back from the halfway line. Was not today.
And you made sure you hadn't gone to him as well, didn't you?
You'd limp from the halfway line, wouldn't you? You know.
Yeah.
But he was some player, wasn't he, Peter Lorimer? Because I mean, a good natural sort of winger, if you like, but a terrific shot.
As again, you could see him. You can see him now volleying balls. I mean, balls just come out the sky, and he used to volley balls. And again, it's just that time and that shape, follow through. I mean, you see a cricket, everything's shape.
You say
golfing,
that
shape, follow through, and he just had that ability, as Mick says.
You know, Lorimer, I mean, you say that he was good. I don't think he was. I think he must have worked so hard. I mean, or like you say, he had this natural ability, his timing, whether it was a volley, if it was dropping outside the box and he came onto it, he would invariably hit the target. But with power, I don't think he was that skillful, apart from that. I don't think he had an awful lot to give. But he had that, I mean, it was like Leeds had Clark, was good at that. You know, just finishing off. He gave them something. You know, he used to score sort of 15, 16, 17 goals a year as a right winger. Mm. As well as you had your Bremners and your Giles, your Maidleys, who were all scoring goals. Eddie Gray. It was endless. But he was the specialist at anything dropping outside the box, any free kick, put it down, and he was going to wrap in his fair percentage of goals. Jimmy Case was another one. You think that, I mean, he gave Liverpool, from free kicks, he gave them that advantage, that he was likely to rifle one in.
Just clean strikers.
I mean, they're an important part of a team, aren't they?
Yes, they have to function within the rest of the team, don't they?
But I think that his strength was definitely his goal-scoring ability and being able to strike a ball, whether it was a dead ball, still ball, or whether it was a volley, half volley. It was brilliant.
More sharp shooting from Alan Woodward and Bruce Rioch right after the break.
Cracked it yet?
Nah, it's been driving me insane all day.
Me too.
Is this dame the greatest?
Ain't missus. Do you think there's a chance of divine inspiration?
Carlsberg, please.
Probably.
Welcome back. Bruce Rioch is the man with the hot shot this time. Here he is in action for Scotland in Cardiff. And it's Wales who score first.
Outside him. This looks better for Wales. And that's not a bad cross towards Toshak either. And there's Flynn going in. Oh, it's not there yet. Here's Toshak. Yes, Toshak. 1-0 to Wales. A tremendous scramble in that 6-yard area. Flynn looked to have a shot that was almost home. It was knocked out again to Toshak, and Toshak was able to take his time and really send in a blistering shot. Yowen to little Flynn. Really has been in the thick of it all the time, Brian Flynn. Good ball by him now to Malcolm Page. This is not a bad period for Wales now. Rees trying to put it between Jardin's legs. Page, time to measure up the cross, decides the short one to Rees. Page again. Flynn, oh, he did well there, Flynn. Mahoney, back for Flynn again. Good play by Wales. What a good goal! Oh, what a goal! Scored by Flynn. That was a masterpiece of a goal. One that any side will be proud to get, and one that puts Wales 2-0 into the lead. There must have been 4 single first-time passes, the killer being from Toshak, finally going through to little Brian Flynn, and he poked it past Kennedy. Wales 2, Scotland 0. McGrain to Rioch. Willie Ormond resisting the temptation to bring on substitutes or to change his formation at all. He's had a brilliant game, Rod Thomas. Well, I think there must have been too many steps. That must have been too many steps by Di Davis. And it's a free kick to Scotland. And this could be trouble for Wales. That's the view that Di Davis will get. It's about 16 yards out. You're looking anxious, and Mahoney too. Gil Rees is in there, and Leighton James. And they're having a conference in the blue shirts there to decide how this free kick will be taken. The Irish referee wants them back the full 10 yards. I would fancy maybe Rioch to hit it, which he has, but straight into the wall, which was out very quickly at him. Parlane, who did very well, Parlane. Oh, it is there by Jackson! Colin Jackson is the man who scored it. But he knows the debt he owes to Derek Parlane. Parlane, who did so well on that far side, somehow kept it in. Got in a good cross that always had Di Davis in trouble. Jackson was up, nodded it in. Wales 2, Scotland 1. Roberts with the kick. Now Rioch. And Duncan's made a run, and what a good ball that was from Rioch. Still with Duncan, is this the number 2? No. Stopped by Phillips, and Davis is there. What a ball from Rioch. Hit all of 40 yards to inch perfection from Rioch. Now Duncan. McDougall to Duncan. Still with Duncan. Played now for Ted McDougall. And then for Rioch! What a goal! 2-2! Bruce Rioch has scored it. So Scotland's comeback is complete. That time it came in from the left. McDougall looked as though he might have an opportunity, but it fell to Bruce Rioch, and what a tremendous shot he produced.
A great striker of a ball, great striker of a cross-field ball, hit the ball clean. His passing long was excellent, and his strikes at goal were excellent. He was tough, he used to put his foot in, but he wasn't what I call quality, clever football. He didn't. He couldn't beat you and hurt you with cute and clever things and make goals. He'd hit great balls, eye-catching balls, you know, all over the place. But he wasn't. He didn't make an awful lot of people play, if you know what I mean. And he didn't hurt you trying to. He didn't create a lot of goals through clever stuff. But it's certainly a good striker of a ball.
For me, his biggest asset, he was a left footer. You know, and if you know, my lad, you know, if I had a lad who wanted to play football, I would say, please have a little bit of ability and have a good left foot. Because they'll always, you know, and if they work hard at their game, they'll always be a professional footballer.
Yes.
Because left-sided players give a team so much balance, you know. And if they've got just good ability, there's always a place. Paulie might disagree with me on this, but I mean, I think that and for me, he had a good left foot, could strike a ball great, but he would give the side good balance as well, because he could play left-sided.
And he's another example of a player making good as a manager.
Yes, he's doing a good job. I mean, he did a great job. I mean, Middlesbrough were dead and buried, weren't they? And they had the receivers in, the ground was closed, the players had been paid off, and he got the job up there and took them into the First Division. Again, he found it difficult, as I did at Portsmouth, to maintain that First Division status. They've come down again. They've had a little bit of a wobble this year, but they've got a lot of good players. And he's going to be a good manager, I think, because he's got his discipline. His knowledge of the game is obviously good, and you know, I wish him well on that side, because we played against him the other week actually, and his team are a good side, and he wants them to play football all the time.
Well, it's Alan Woodward of Sheffield United now, and watch out for another hot shot from Bruce Rioch.
James, George, Gemmell, George again, Roger Davis. Clearance then by Garner, and Rob Thomas. Good-looking attack, Leighton James. Penalty. Eddie Colquhoun brought him down. Tony Morrissey. Charlie George, the penalty man now here. He took over from Franny Lee. Amazingly enough, it was in this very goal mouth that Leighton James earlier this season missed a penalty for Burnley. Charlie George's penalty. Oh! Hit the post. Almost rebounded off McAllister's back, and McAllister's luck holds again. That's the third penalty he's saved on this ground. Rioch is free. Colquhoun clears, only as far as Rioch. Shot is coming. Oh, what a beauty! What a save! Bruce Rioch brings the crowd to their feet. Assisted by magnificent goalkeeping from Tom McAllister. Field tipping that back, aim for Guthrie, didn't come to him. A whack after the ball had gone on Guthrie in producing the free kick. Tony Curry rolling it for Woodward. That's a good one. What a goal! Oh, unbelievable! That's fully 35, nearly 40 yards. Sheffield United are 1-0 up.
the lazy swing in action then was out of this world. Woodward, his 5th goal of the season, stuns this Derby crowd. Guthrie and now Woodward. Too long. So it gives the ball back to Derby. It's Thomas. Gemmell. Rod Thomas. Rioch. James. Against Bradford. That looks good. Davis. Handball. George. Newton. Nish. Well, finally it's in there. They've Nish, and I think he's hurt in the scoring of it. Nish calling for it. Now James. George and Roger Davis in the box. That's George. That's 2. Yes. Charlie George. Against Garner. Davis, the top of his head. Took a further touch off Calvert. So yet another corner for Derby. They're 5th of the game. Gemmell's cross. Oh! Terrible own goal by Bradford. Sorry, by Garner. James. A little bit too clever that time. Woodward. Woodward, he's on for a shot. And he's got a goal. That's his 2nd. From just about the same sort of range. This man Woodward, absolutely deadly when he's given room to move and a view of the goals. 3-2 the score.
Woody, with being at Blackpool as a kid, we came through and we used to play against Sheffield United an awful lot of times. And we virtually came through together. They had Lenny Badger at right full back and Alan Woodward outside right. These Mick Jones centre forward. The 3 of them came through together and they had a very good youth team. And we had some real ding-dong battles with them. And Woody, even as a kid, was just sheer power.
Yeah.
He didn't even drop his shoulder to beat people. He just used to knock it and outrun you and outfight you for that ball. And then he used to hit them like missiles because he didn't half-strike a ball for a winger.
But I suspect, Mick, you feel that there aren't the players of that quality around these days. I mean, how many young players can you name now?
I think we've got players
today?
with quality ball. You see it every week. I don't see it every week now. But I mean, the strange thing is we're just kicking a few things around here and we keep coming up with these players. And that we're talking about Sheffield United, who were in the 1st division, and they had Curry and Woodward. I mean, and probably everyone knows them.
Yes.
I mean, in Sheffield United, we're probably like Southampton, the alehouse team. They were battlers, strugglers. Every year was a, will we survive or won't we? But they always, every team had their strength.
What do you think, Alan? Are there the players like this around today? Who've got that sort of hot-shot ability?
There are, but nowhere near as many of them. Every team had them. Every team had 4, 5, 6 names, you know.
To survive.
But, and today, you know, I don't think we quite got them.
And that's it for this week. We leave you now with some more hot shots to remember. From the 3 of us, it's goodbye.
Chelsea in their programme notes talk about it being a mediocre season for them so far, and they will look for a win here today to improve that situation. Good work here now as Walker gets in the shot, but it's charged down. Bates will have a tremendous shot!
Sirrett's little flick. Stroud. What a good shot! Oh, what a tremendous goal!
Pratt. Shivers down for Perryman. Goes in. Pratt. That's a good shot and a beautiful goal!
Clintock and Summerby going for it together. Kennedy, good header. George. Oh, my word!
And Mariner waiting for help. Mariner on his own. Oh, what a goal!